An agreement was reached between two institutions, the ministry and GBC. No state institution can enter into an agreement with another institution which goes beyond $500,000 without the consent of the Ministry of Justice and Attorney. They will come back. Don't forget that GBC said they were paid only $105,000. Ministry now quoted $6 million. Omabe ended up at 3.6. I am daring the Ministry of Youth and Sports, come out and tell the whole country the names of the third parties. I want to know. Say, Minister of Youth and Sports, Nadam Fubin, I am daring you, come out again.
We are for Ken TV, so we are for truth, justice for all. Ebusuan for Nana-Addo and a sports minister Mustafa Yusuf editor Bonten HSA Emra African Games in Nina Ekoswono Ghana omutu ye GBC for $3 million. Se omonfa enye coverage ni na. Na we nam so na ye GBC general manager Bonten say enye no kre. Omundi ye $3 million bia omonsan kasa seka bia. And I'm so na ye Captain Smart enia bema asori enie wakeke nsem wachire na hadwen wachire mu wabie mu wama Ghana fo hu nani so ene na se nyinara ye ko de konhwehwe ye nua bema ye Captain Smart ni chire mu a ode ababeto abonten afasemi ye hombra.
So today the Ministry of Youth and Sports, a cabinet ministry, is fighting with the miserable sector enterprise of a nation, GBC. I say me can't some chrewa opa tie me opa jai. I kept fighting with my own sports crew that I know what I know. I am the only person that understands what I've read and seen. And I knew that there's danger ahead of this country. But let me once again assure you that there will be a new Ghana. A new Ghana that you'll be part of. A new Ghana that you are involved. A new Ghana that will not run away from you. A new Ghana that you can still hold that old wagon and tell us that put the red color here, put the green color here, put the gold color here, and rebuild this noble, beautiful country and make it better for all of us. And then, Ministry of Youth and Sports, almost a day. Minister say, Wakwatna Public Accounts Committee, yay all African Games. Media houses say Ghana in no per rights from GBC. GBC say on your da. Me mean slow some count. GBC said no. It's GBC monopolized the broadcasting of whether all African Games or whatever. Me bahabe catch sports for the say. Asamwo now I say me boy. Besi na me no ka say hotels African countries ne beda ya. Ya me ye sikanya besia say yem fan host no. Besi ne I still have those documents abino ya ye all African Games we bebia Nigeria die Burkina die one die one die when him say Nash, besi ne umuntuai. Meanwhile, this government spent over $300 million. I am daring the sports minister, come and sit here. Go to any other TV or radio station, invite me, and I'll come and meet you one-on-one. And I'll point to you that all you and whoever in this administration are nothing but thieves. You guys are thieves. You remember I came here to tell the sports guys that you enter GBC car. na GBC for document na HSA yetua wonka no eye chrono document GBC yentua neka. I was called by a manager in this house ujafu men to asubium na why da obebo African Games and I bebo bibia GBC de be no say ye kwa akope right aye mfa ma ye mebo a opani wo hwa me wapempem ha say ye apa kakra uhume anope ya wutie wo fia ya. But I stood my ground because I know the nonsense that I was talking about. Until, was the last 3 days? The sports minister appeared before the parliamentary select committee on the public accounts committee of parliament. Yebusa finance minister say, sports minister. Say, brapeni, GBC, Matuya Wonka. Sports minister say, they have paid Ghana Broadcasting Corporation in excess of $3 million. Watch this. Sir, right now, GBC. Because GBC is a camera, GBC camera, no. Even 580 krano muntiminya. Eti, adia no nation fin. TV no, wosha bonkum, tum nifa, tum apempem, tum aseho, tum wotem fin kete. Edu baby dey yen na adwen say GBC as we use camera ba kope e na etwa all Africa he wo mutimi pane as a bodani a we hu anka bum ne dey akoto obi so pacho mame public accounts committee video no nyame na me kan tie waso
with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 13th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC. Do you have per chance what the amount was? I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million.
Excess of 3?
You paid GBC
yes.
in excess of $3 million
yes.
for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who worked on the All Africa Games have still not been paid. And so we wanted to ascertain if you have paid. You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 13th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
Do you have per chance what the amount was?
I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US.
You paid GBC
yes.
in excess of $3 million US
yes.
for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who worked on the All Africa Games have still not been paid. And so we wanted to ascertain if you have paid. You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 13th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
Do you have per chance what the amount was?
I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US.
You paid GBC
yes.
in excess of $3 million US
yes.
for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who work.
Thank you. I must say this to whoever from my producer to my director to switchers to whoever in this house, I am not a fool just to open my mouth to say things I do not have evidence. And you see, I was insulted by a certain man in this house who called me and said that, what do you have to say that the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, the money paid by the Ministry of Youth and Sports is a fiasco? It's not true. And they were paid less than $200,000. No, be me, called me, looked me in my eyes, started insulting me at the big office in this house. The Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, I'm sorry. I am sad not because of the story. I am sad because almost every other person in this country, people are just mediocres. People are just interested in protecting their businesses without protecting the future of this country. And that is what gets me mad and sad. Sebed and the GBC. Ministry of Youth and Sports, over 3 million. I said this on air with the sports guys, and I was calling, and I wish you were there. How this man looked me in the eyes and spoke. I respectfully said, sir, we live to see. He again reported me that I've threatened him. I knew what I nim the American I give back kojo na me nim asemwa American I am crofradwe almost say yes sorry ne ya betna ha ne ya betia tiem na ye ko. Listen, I am not Ghanaian because I was born here, but it is because Ghana was born inside of me. I know the nonsense I was talking about. Sir, today can you call me again and say what? Watch this. When I said that on air, I knew, said GBC director was called to a meeting to by force accept that he has been paid over $3 million. And the man said, I cannot succumb to that rubbish. You can choose to sack me. I am a professor. Sack me. And Asembia Makawahano, time and event is confirming whether I was just ranting or I was planting a seed. Look and listen to me carefully. Akufado, or even though Kwakubichem is older than him, we did 103. Baumia, or Yame for Kobenebo and Kamepe, even though Kobenebo is older than Baumia. So do not sit in that maggot-infested imagination of your brain to think that I just come here and open my mouth and say things. If I don't have a shit, I don't sit. Camera technicians are Kocha, all African Games. More than 10, they came to me. They called me and I drove straight up to SARS Sports Stadium now, Kufosha. I met some of them. Based in the Ghana Police Service in Triawomuka. Based in the hotels in Triawonka. How would you want to disgrace a noble nation like Ghana to this magnitude? And you think that everybody should shut up in this country? And I am surprised. Jay Kufuor, with all due respect to you, Dad, you've been quiet for quite too long. Daddy, with all due respect to you, I love you and you know I do. Papa, you have been quiet for quite too long. Krobe asanti kotokoro 247 to baby omiru mama muso wada machi bro. Ohere why you din ache toto. Gamanche. Yes. Abai bi aba or the gamanche ba. Ebia na usuro say this ba om the gamanche be for from eba. Until be usu so bekasa. But Gamanche, you've been quiet for quite too long. Paramount chiefs in this country. As for the media, we are as corrupt as more than the definition of the word corrupt. Forget about the media. Mena me catch up. Mr. Ghana and Central Jumano are corrupt. Eti, but pennyfo amuwo memu ha mo kasa ye nana no mahemfo. Where are you? And no man ba ko send me message. Okachem said, now I understand you. The same omahene no on them pennyfo abomidua. Some akasa ni krom kwan ye. Nyame na nne wo nana. Yakopon wanyi wo. Sa wo chikoto wa menema wutum ehwe soro mframa nya Yakopon nyame ompe woto Yakopon nyege afei sports minister kasa wie mididi asem no ye yenkofa GBC MD ne response. You see, he's been paid in excess of $3 million. Excess of 3 billion can be 3.1, 3.2, it can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 6, it can be 10. Excess of 3 million. And yet something above 3 million, no, excess of $3 million. And when I came here, I was talking. A lot of people thought that I was just hallucinating. I was not hallucinating. I knew the nonsense I was talking about. Because if I don't have a shit, I don't sit. I have decided to end my career in broadcasting. And I'll come back to tell you tomorrow when I want to quit broadcasting. I'll quit. Take this from me. Tomorrow when I come, I'll tell you, I want to quit. Me. I want to quit. Honestly, I want to leave. I know your heart has started panting. You started panting, but I want to quit. Antibi, I want to leave. Niyama, I want to go. Antiama, I want to leave. Kwame came to me and said that my path is your path, but your fact will not be their fact. So prepare your ass and prepare your arsenals. Get ready for the battle. It may not seem too easy or smooth, but how rough will become will tell the laugh you would have at the end of the day. This is what he told me just last night. I want to quit. I want to go. I want to go. If you don't see me again, don't be sad. There's a better angle for our triangle to show the area of which angels can meet our angle of failure and help us to succeed. Listen to me carefully. And then, after the Minister of Youth and Sports, Kasawi, GBC, that, but your video now ready now. No, it was not a press release. I got a video. I'll send it to you. If you don't have it, no problem. Relax. I want a video to be played. Don't tell me anything about any document. If you don't play, I get up and go home. That's a fact. Man can't trust me. And you see, and anytime I am vindicated, I quit. na utrasia na wadwen na wahu sɛ enya akwakora bia ne ntimi nkura ne ho nkwakorafo ne bi wɔ hɔ a ɛwɔ phone so bɔ GBC managing director Intibo GBC director after sports minister, these two guys, they are all in the same administration. Both were appointed by the president. Papa ne say, hey, debut, NG Skabia. Yeah, both video ni we are. May the contractor Ministry of Youth and Sports in the GBC sign it, but to TV so. What my name is Ajay. But the contractor number 2 TV so. But video no. But
the benefit total payment to GBCs for GBC's benefit, I repeat, was $105,000, and that is what we got.
Now, but does GBC have any evidence to back what you're saying? Because I mean, the minister is the one in charge. He has made a statement.
Of course.
What evidence do we have?
We definitely have enough documentation. These monies are not paid in bags; they are paid through the bank, and they are indicated what the money is for. And before we do that, there's a letter we will receive from the ministry telling us whose payment it should be for. And so we don't act on our own, we act upon instructions. And that we have all the documentations, and we have everything in place to show that these monies, you see, public funds are not easily disbursed like that. GBC needs $3 million to do a lot of things. And if we got the $3 million, we would have gone ahead to start spending on GBC's needs, including procuring an OB van. We didn't get that money.
TV so say or a professor. Sabi mimi we apam secondary school. Eti answer na obehu say Ghana Broadcasting Corporation MD bekwa kojina ni TV show to refute something by a cabinet minister. It means that adiano a main papano. Share utie asemna papa ne beka ya Ministry of Youth and Sports Dimirika issue statement. But before for GBC statement now omo you know to TV ne so. The almost papa ne sign ya omo kwa edit ye de foforo ba no me pede de wo ho no and na ye original. Mo we foforo ba. We are from the Office of the Director General, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Broadcasting House, PO Box 1633, Accra, Ghana. August 2024. Honorable Chairman, Public Accounts Committee, Parliament of Ghana, Accra. Dear Honorable Chairman, repayment for African Games and 2 technicians. Kosoro kakrane munda hona menkai. Medja Medase. The management of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation wishes to respond to 2 statements made at the 20th August 2024 sitting of the Public Accounts Committee as a public interest questions which was broadcast live. Per an agreement with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, GBC, as the official broadcaster, was to supervise the technical production teams that were to bring into the country their own production equipment and to undertake the production of the African Games. It is important to clear that GBC was the official broadcaster, but not responsible for the technical production of the games. The technical production was outsourced as GBC did not have the equipment to produce the games. The following organizations were responsible for the technical production. PGS, 1. 2. Quality Media Production, SL. 3. The Production Room, TPR. Echna meba metro baby asa group penis in and free nipa ye one day any dey say abind the sika ma say wo mum and omum produce sa all African Games ni enja GBC a or no na the nation's national broadcaster at the CNN so no the entire aban way emunkrofo tam deal no command nipa foforo banka se fa baby ya sign ne bra fa document ne santo so that's it. Of the total payment made for the games, GBC was only 10 years. GBC was only entitled to 105,000 US dollars. Therefore, the statement that GBC was paid in excess of $3 million comes as a surprise. The Honorable Samuel Nate George, member and MP for Ningo Pram, also stated that most of the technicians who worked on the African Games have still not been paid. GBC wishes to put it on record that there are no outstanding payments to local technicians who were engaged by GBC to work on the African Games. Mr. Director. All payments to local service providers have been effected. GBC staff who were deployed were paid a daily subsistence allowance of 100 Ghana cedis each on location. It should be stressed that only staff who were at games locations were paid. Game locations were paid. What about the other technicians who were not at the games locations but were employed for the same services? GBC wishes to put it on record that there are no outstanding payments to local technicians who were engaged by GBC to work on the African Games. All payments to local service providers have been effected. GBC staff who were deployed were paid on daily basis subsistence allowance of 100 Ghana cedis each on location. It should be stressed that only staff who were at games locations were paid. There are no outstanding payments to be effected. Yours faithfully, Professor Amin Al-Hassan, Director General, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana's Managing Director. I think for Ministry of Youth and Sports for Letana on the Ben Run Sobra. GBC Penini Chokrata way Esan Kojina TV so Ekasaria pe and the Ministry of Youth and Sports anyway by they thought that GBC Managing Director no or your Director General abina appointed no to so mu din tra papa ntina hodin where and tough watching draw. Eti wu sisi ceremony na wampeni a ofra kaya. Clarification on the amount paid to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation for the coverage of the 13th African Games. You assume that we have the two ni na bebatri. Na contract na Ministry of Youth and Sports ne GBC signing here no. Mo fama Felix ni mapew. O mo posting na pakwesi posting na wonua online. Facebook or Fago. We refer to the Public Accounts Committee sitting on Monday, 19th August 2024, where the Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, led the National Sports Authority and the National Youth Authority, two agencies under the ministry, to respond to issues raised by the Auditor General. At a sitting, the Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram constituency, Honorable Samuel Nate George, asked a public interest question regarding the payment to Ghana Broadcasting Corporation GBC for their production and broadcasting services rendered at the 13th African Games, to which the Honorable Minister responded that GBC was paid in excess of $3 million. Go up. The Minister's attention has been drawn to comments made by the Director General of GBC, Obeka Papana Tujem. Opesa abani yinadi. Ya said akase papa ne dintro ti apam professor said a cabinet minister we twan through a chain say no hu bebenyam but emfa, stating that they did not receive the said amount. We wish to make the following statement to clarify the issues. Afei, Ministry Nana account TNE. A. The Ministry of Youth and Sports through the local organizing committee received proposals from various stakeholders for the production and broadcasting rights for the 13th African Games. Question number 1 about point A, and it said, who were the said various stakeholders and who are those who wanted the broadcasting right apart from GBC? Publish the names. We want to know. I am daring the ministry to publish the names. If a cousin of the president's company was not part of it, I am daring the minister, if his friend was not part of the bidding, publish the names. Nonsense. I am daring the ministry to publish the stakeholders. I am standing here and asking and saying that the Ministry of Youth and Sports should publish the names of the proposals they received. They are from which company and from who? We want to know. Now I'm daring the man in this house. Call me again this morning. I'll give it to you and go away. Nonsense. Some organizations submitted proposals in excess of 6 million. But from Patrolman, I'm trying. Me mami agi. Autonomy ma omankasim. Provision store na mami wo. Agi 6 million no. O papa kwaku bi chairman na dem answer churosha. Which the ministry deemed excessive. The ministry deemed excessive. Yefanto. Me say companies na a cancer or pay right no. Ministry of Youth and Sports publish it. I had a whole somebody here in this house calling himself a big sportsman, calling me and telling me his peace of mind that it is not true. Nonsense. What do you say to some? Also, the ministry in its quest to build local capacity and leave a legacy after the 13th African Games, engage the GBC to become the official broadcaster for the Games. Honestly, so engage GBC to become the official broadcaster for the Games. The other reason for the ministry's decision was that GBC's financial quotation for production and transmission was the lowest. I didn't know one man production. No. If his so GBC didn't was firm at 6 million. And then 3 companies now was no. One I demand one say 1 year Jubano. I am daring the Minister of Youth and Sports. Come out. Abaywe, omo ye thieves. Abaywe, omo ye akrofo. And I am prepared for any rubbish. The other reason for the ministry's decision was that GBC's financial quotation for the production transmission was lowest. With the understanding that GBC will use the services of third parties to assist them implement their obligation, the total agreed amount was 3.6. So the minister forgot 3.6. Let's assume the 3 million excess of 3 million is the 6. Oh, Eradi Yankopon. When so makumemu adakro meka asem bia ebeya asem. Subsequently, an agreement was reached between the two institutions, the ministry and GBC. Kosoro. Some ministry, no, they will come back to tell you, say, a ministry of justice and attorney. Troto, they will come back to tell you that. Me sorry mbiye manon kasawo. Me do nyame se present a bia ni Ghana how information chemi. Opa jidi upa jai. Cause me di me be yie en wi nipa nkum nipa. Me di me be yie ye madwuma. Patro bra fom biom kakra ansa. Wako last paragraph way. It's kind subsequently F final 2-3. An agreement was reached between two institutions, the ministry and GBC. No state institution can enter into an agreement with another institution which goes beyond $500,000 without the consent of the Ministry of Justice and Attorney. They will come back. From the total amount, EF, G. Don't forget that GBC Akasa, they were paid only 105,000. Ministry now quoted 6 million. Omabe ended up at 3.6 after G from the total amount of 2.5. From the total amount of 2.5 was paid directly 10 years. $2.5 million was paid directly to GBC in 2 tranches. 1 million and 1.5 on 13th March 2024 and 22nd May 2024 respectively. Another amount of 1 million was paid to third parties. Who are the third parties? Who were they? I am daring the Ministry of Youth and Sports, come out and tell the whole country the names of the third parties. Mechai Afredo, Soni Solo, Sapejane Bebaha, Wamobeba Betomi was stage in Suha. And ne, Wamobeba Betomi ha. Afredo catch them and say, Captain Jack, and I say, when you're not crying, be a sense. Afredo, Obaba Betomi ha ne, me donya me. Another amount of 1 million was paid to third parties. Third parties in Wamaya, and yet third party, and yet TY, and IES. Wamaya Dodo was saying, I want to know, Sir President Kazim bin Kahwa. I want to know, Sir Minister of Youth and Sports, Nadam Fubin Kahwa. I am daring you, come out again.
Yeni abema Captain Smart nsem na no de egu aponsu no onso adwe nche ne de he fama ye wo comment section ho no mo like ne share video ma foforo ensan so entimi enkabi midin eni na nekua aha aye for Ken TV so makra
se wetu wani na wo hwe enkonwa papa a esi ha bibia ye set men ha ho hwe video na se ni anje hum de ko number wo ho fa na contact ye na ye more direction no meaning say ade papa bia ye bebo ho da we for Ken TV bia no ye ka se eye nokore a ya hwehwe ma hunu nti na ye bo ho da we enti nyame adom ye ma me nso so no o support Kennedy compare kwa Japan or you business woman enti mo ye nyina ye support the business women omo support Kennedy Japan na omo business no enkoso enti we de ni die kwanso me sada me nsayem se open konwa set ato agu fee ana se wadwumam aye E and J home decor we dey fa number na frɛ ye be more direction but the own person be ba ha mpo a ya anka se de bugu ka mu na ye de abrew menim se we are for Ken Ghana for no beboa ama ye ma me business no akoso. For any enquiries with your phone number no. Yeah, we are for Ken. You say adia ye boho da rubiano. Your papa asemba come and hold us responsible.
So once you say same if you Royal Gallery wo opekuma and into jema me number no ni ndin kita wo diem 0537 314546 0537 314546 na man na me de atudwa ama no from ma me no ni ndin kitawude so opese ye sese wo ba na onfanya na ayefro ana se ye sese wo ba na onfanya bibibia efa na nanom ne ehema asem ho ende me kanfo Royal Gallery e de ama se from no ne omundin kitawude ombe sese wo ba no so de ye bibi e wo school ana se mpo wo to e de amuna wo nua e wo amunane ana se wankasa wo to na wa ton baby biala wo biala free delivery baby bia wo won sebeka se wo Ghana ha se wo amunane baby bia wo bia wo fra maami a woni nbedin kitawude na wo so be sese na wo ba no na wa ye feye papa.
The foundation of every kid's education is important to every parent. That is why Leap International School is here to give your kids a solid foundation. A school that cares about its environment and seeks to transform it is one that cares about the education and well-being of its kids. The school has a playing ground, a bus to convey the kids in and out of school, as well as a well-furnished facilities and resources to groom the kids to future leaders. Not forgetting the well-learned teachers that are patient with the kids to ensure understanding is easy. They are located at Amanfrom off the Popasi Amasaman Road. For more information, call 0246 928 031 or 0246 098 067. Be part of a school that leads, learns, evolves, acts, and develops through sound education. Leap International School, the next leaders.
School na batan biara de ne baro ko hono ni yo. Oye Rainbow Montessori International School. Yeah. Rainbow Montessori International School. Waji mo from Krachi. Ikosi JHS. Na Rainbow Montessori International School mo from ana. What been wrong? Osane what the Montessori curriculum in a syllabus. Na what the trauma na. Na teachers wo hona. When you know why degree holders what the abutana badoya no what the trauma from anadio. Na Rainbow Montessori International School. Wakitaba funyo man what the trauma from anade. Inchoma from an not doing boy wrong. Wakita ultra modern science laboratory, computer laboratory, library and research center, art and sculpture laboratory, hygienic canteen, now for a clinic. Namoye Nika 1 point there. Rainbow Montessori International School. Or your boarding house. Into Unfahu baby Awabiara. Wawa from Anabatuma Baschool. Unfound there Watakwa, Takrade, Elibo, Cape Coast, Accra, Kumasi. One boarding house facilities now. Or your modern standard. Now wash for papa. It's your house master and house mistress. What you want to a boarding house no? It's your new Biara, Bambo, another security in the sure. And if we from Anabra, the Ebu Rainbow Montessori International School, it was Takwa in Soyem, opposite police station. It is said Obaba Rainbow Montessori International School. To what you nada? Was an Wabat Shana the Papa, Emanazamsna, what channel 111. It's a quad mission form. It was Hantaman Raban, Watakwa Soyem branch, Frayane 0277 100 823. Rainbow Montessori International School. In Moframa Wanda China, one fapim, Oshasuaha. It's a Hana Batan Biara, or the from a river.